Frank John Hughes is my writing partner, and we just finished a feature film that's been in production out in festivals now, and then where Frank's writing another script that we both worked on the story with, and that he's writing a screenplay for, and then as soon as that's finished, we're probably going into production on a smaller thing that we're planning for the fall, and then production on the script we just wrote, and then starting to write the next thing. So we're full for. Frank and I are constantly in touch.
Is Frank still wearing his hair quite long? Because I like it.
Frank was rocking the long look.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should keep that.
This thing that he's working on writing right now is a Western, so I think he was trying to get ahead of the pace.
Nice.
Kind of going down the Western road. Frank can grow a head of hair, man. That's not to be
seriously.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you could throw some love his way from us for us,
I most certainly will. You guys talked to Colin, right? Colin Hayes?
No.
We
Colin,
pursued him. We did.
And Colin told us that he didn't feel that his part was large enough to actually facilitate an interview, and he opted not to do that, and we totally respect him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
However,
but he might not actually know just how much fun it is.
Right.
Like he might not actually know. Like, no, seriously, you want to do this?
I think he needs to do a quick bust in Colin right now. Come on, somebody tweet him.
I know you don't tweet or have Facebook, so yeah.
No, I don't do that. I send messages via post.
All right.
With a stamp.
Nice.
And I have a small writing desk that I sit down with a feathered plume, and I dip it in my inkwell, and then I write beautiful prose to friends, and then I send it. 4 months later, they never get back in touch with me. No, I don't do any of that.
Now, before we leave, I do want to get the last little bit in. There's one question that I asked at the end of all the interviews. I want to get your take on it. The question is, how would you sum up the men you portrayed, the real men of Easy Company?
I'll tell you this. I was doing an interview with Frank at a film festival in Michigan, and somebody asked a question on how did Band of Brothers change your life, and I said that my relationship with my grandfather, who served in World War II, has passed away, but was in the Navy in World War II, used to say to me, we lived back east, and he would say to me, "Why do you always shovel the steps with just a path? You just do a shovel-length path for people to put their feet on, but you don't think it's the holidays they're going to come with. They're going to come with luggage. They're going to come with shit that they want to put down or they can't carry, they can't balance it, and you're shoveling a 12-inch strip down the thing. You got to shovel the whole step. You got to shovel the whole damn thing." And it wasn't until Band of Brothers that I came home, hugged and kissed my grandfather, and said, "Thank you, I finally understand." And that's a long way around saying that it was a generation of men that shoveled the whole step, and we've lost sight of that a little bit. And my generation going and doing that, looking through that keyhole to see what that was about, was an absolute epiphany for me. And I just said, I get it. There's some times in life where you have to shovel the whole goddamn step, and they were a company of men who did that. Did that get to what you were going for, I hope?
I have yet to have any one of you guys not be able to get across their sentiments as, you do it so well and so succinctly that you always give a perfect answer. So,
and the greatest advice I've ever gotten in my life was from my pup, who is still alive and was in WW2. And I was, he and my mom, we live in townhouses, and my nan and pop-pop live next door to me. So he's every day, that's my pop-pop. So he was taking me to get my driver's test and the actual driving part. And I was so nervous. And I remember him saying, "Listen, Jenna, you're a smart girl. If any idiot can get a license, you can get a license." And it's literally all I needed. I'm like, he's absolutely right. Of course I can do this. And that's how I feel a lot in life. It's like, dude, if any idiot, can get a job, you can get a job.
Right. I love it. Yeah. I love it.
That's how he was.
The perspectives of how things now that you become a husband or a wife or a father, you start to see these sort of things. You start to look at the world differently. I think that it's probably not so myopic. And so you see this greater world around you and all these people living, and you start to really understand the perspectives of the generations before you, sort of teaching you as a child these these little things, and you find them along your road. It takes you your road to go, holy shit, the old man was right.
Yeah. This
is kind of like this, and holy shit, Grandpa was right. This is why you have to do. But you're a kid and you don't know. And that's why band is a really special thing, because this is just the other day. This is 2 weeks ago. A gentleman stopped me in a wine store in Los Angeles, and he said, I just need to tell you that the show opened up a whole dialogue between me and my father. He was an older gentleman. He said, between me and my father, and it was this whole thing, and we had this really cathartic moment because of your show that literally gave us the last 10 years of his life to me.
Wow.
We got closer as human beings because of your show. And it changed what I had as a relationship with my father. And he's passed away now. But you gave me that. You gave me this thing. And he started to really choke up and sort of tremble. And how can you beat that, man? And that's one of the beautiful gifts of the show. And there's no way to sort of quantify that and say this is how it went. Oh, we're going to go into it doing that. I think that's collateral damage in a positive way that happens because of something like this. And it's really beautiful that it does, because it no longer becomes about the show anymore. It's like you open the door and then there's a new thing. Like, my relationship completely changed with my grandfather. Now, I lived Band of Brothers, but that wasn't even half it, because I just saw what other men around me did. I learned the history of what they all went through. Now, I couldn't really understand what they went through, because what they went through was theirs. But we got to give a little glimpse at it and kind of see it through a keyhole and go, oh my God. And the respect levels of that opened the door to then say, I'm sorry I didn't understand. And that door opening, and then that ushers in all this other stuff. And that other stuff that it ushers in can change your life, man. So it's not really the show changing your life, but it opens the door to being able to talk to those fathers and grandfathers who couldn't talk before, and it became safe to talk about that, and then it opened up the door for everything else. And then you start understanding why things were the way they. You start understanding, like, why is Grandpa always climbing into the bottle? Well, sometimes that shit can get real heavy, it's just it's an amazing thing to be involved with, and it's always so amazingly beautiful to have someone whose their life is impacted on a very personal level. It's not just like, wow, you guys were great and it was entertaining and I learned something. That's beautiful, but sometimes there's something beyond that is much bigger, and that to me is why I'm so proud to be a part of this thing.
Wow, that
there you have it.
That hits real close to home, man, and we appreciate everything that you've done 10 years ago and everything that you continue to do, and of course, the time you had to spend with us today.
We'll communicate with Ross and have him get on y'all's case about the roundtable, as well as your part, too. There you have it.
Yes. We will start bugging the troops now, and let's do it 2, and then let's do a roundtable, or do a roundtable and then do it 2. Actually, you know what? I'll do my 2 after the roundtable so we can have a recap of the roundtable.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
You want to get last word, don't you?
I really do.
All right, well, your deadline is July 16th, because that's when Donnie's here, and he might get last word.
Woo!
Yeah,
actually, Donnie's going to be in the studio. He's doing a show in Kansas City, and he's going to roll up here and sit in the studio.
You guys are in for a treat, because Donnie is one of my favorite guys on the planet, and that's going to be a hell of a good time.
I think it would be fantastic to see you guys play off each other.
Oh, we would have a blast. I'm telling you, man, you're going to have some call-ins for that. You got to shoot out a quick email, or I don't know what this whole tweety thing is, but it's something to let us know when that's happening. Because I gotta call in for that and do what Jimmy did to me. Hi, this is Atari from New Jersey. I'm a huge fan.
Oh, Christ, that's awesome.
Well, we got your info. We'll totally let you know when Donnie is
Shoot
here.
Me a little something.
Yeah.
I want to thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule.
It was a blast, and we will be talking soon, man. Roundtable.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Mr. Gomez.
You guys are the best.